If you don't do this properly, you will absolutely fail in advertising. It's absolutely crucial to set up your columns to properly understand what the hell is going on with your ads. As we always say, data is queen, and if you don't know how to read your data, you can only go so far. Before we dive in, if you're new here, my name is Sarkis and I've managed over thousands of dollars on Facebook ads. And today I will show you exactly how I set up my columns, how I read my data, and what each metric is supposed to look like. If you like this kind of content, make sure to smash that subscribe button and that notification bell on, because this video is part of a longer playlist about Facebook ads where I share all my secret sauce absolutely for free. Alright, so let's dive right in. So as you can see over here, the basics of Facebook isn't very detailed, and there's no way that we will properly understand how our ads are doing just looking at these metrics. So we definitely need to work our magic to properly understand what's going on. I like to compare advertisers to scientists. Basically, us as advertisers, we launch a test, a creative test, a cold audience test, and so on. We wait for the data to come back, and then based on this data, we make a hypothesis, and then we make another test. So we are literally just scientists looking at these numbers and trying to see what is the next course of action. Now for the most important question, what are the metrics we actually look at? First and foremost, let's go ahead and fix this up. We're gonna click on columns and click on customize columns. Alright, so you can see over here, number one is delivery. This is important to keep because we will have our, if our ad is published, if it's in draft, if it's active, if it's in learning mode, and so on. This is what it will tell us. Ad set name, of course, we will leave that on. Bid strategy is also pretty important, especially if you're doing cost caps campaign. That would be very helpful. But even if not, I like to put this metric and keep an eye on the different strategies I have across my ad sets. Budget is basically how much you're spending on that ad set or that campaign. And then you have last significant edit. This is basically when did you edit this ad last that was pretty significant in the eyes of Facebook. I also like to add another one over here, which is date created, just to keep in mind when did I create this ad set or this campaign. Attribution settings, you can leave that on. Basically, this is when you have a 7-day attribution, meaning that you are telling Facebook whenever someone buys from you, it has 7 days to attribute that purchase to the specific ad set or campaign, right? You can leave this on. Now, very important over here, results. So basically, if your campaign objective is sales and you have 3 sales, then that's what it will show under results. For reach, this is the number of people that have seen your ads at least once. It's counted per unique person. Whereas impressions, it's how many times this ad has been seen in total. So maybe one person watched it twice, then you'll have 1 reach and 2 impressions. Cost per result, that's how much it's costing you to get your result. I like to put that next to result so you can drag and drop it over here. Quality ranking. Now this is pretty interesting. This is only on the ad section, and basically what Facebook does, it compares your quality of your ad to the ones of your competitors that are basically targeting the same audience. Same over here for engagement rate ranking. Engagement rate ranking is basically the amount of engagement this ad is getting compared to your competitors that are targeting the same audience, that are in the same category, and so on. Now, these two are not number-based. These are basically measured by Facebook, and it will show you as below average, average, above average, and so on. Now, conversion rate ranking, this is the same story, and it's just how well are you converting on this ad compared to your competitors. Obviously, we want all of these to be at least on the average to above average side. So amount spent, this is how much have you spent on this ad set or this campaign so far. Ends and schedule, I like to take these off as I never put an end date on any ad set. So basically what video average playtime is the average duration that people tend to watch with this ad. If your ad is about 30 seconds to a minute, I like to aim for 6 seconds and above. If it's anywhere below that, then I would see why people are dropping off. Is your hook not catchy enough? Is, the video right after the hook, the unique benefit not showing up as it should? and I would fix that up. Then we will put video plays at 75%. That means how many people played this video and watched 75% of it, and then video plays at 95%. So almost all of it, right? We want to see how many people watch at 75 and how many people watch at 95. How many people watch the whole thing. Then we will put link clicks. So link clicks is how many people clicked on your link. I like to also have my purchase ROAS right next to link clicks. So I will put purchase ROAS. And this is one of the most important metrics if you are an advertiser. It's basically your return on ad spend. If you spent on an ad set $10 and you sold a product for $20, that is a 2 ROAS, and your break-even ROAS will depend on your product and how much you get this product for. We can cover all of this on another video. But basically, you can get this by manually calculating your total revenue by ad spend. Then I like to put my CTR. CTR stands for click-through rate, and that means the percentage of people that clicked on your ads. There's CTR all, which we will go for, and CTR link click-through rate. CTR all, I usually like to have that at 2.5% and above. That is a healthy number to aim for. Whereas CTR link click-through rate, make sure it's 1% and above. Now, you might be asking yourself, why is one so much lower than the other? This is very normal because CTR all is basically just measuring the percentage of people that click all over your ad. So if that is on the comment section, on the like, on the play button, whatever that is, it will count it as such. Whereas link click-through rate is specifically for the link. Now, if you have these low, let's say your CTR all is 1% and people are not necessarily clicking much on your ad, then you need to review if it's your primary text, your headline, or your ad itself. You need to fix that and make sure it is creating engagement for people to interact with it, like it, and actually go to the link. Now, if your CTR all is pretty high, but then your CTR link click-through rate is below that 1%, then there can be two things that are going on. Either you're scaling too heavily and then Facebook is not being able to find that proper audience for you, or on the other side, if you're just starting out, it's probably that maybe your ad didn't push them to go for that next level, which is click on the link. So again, over here, I would review this and review the ad and make sure we have a more optimized ad. Now, the next metric I like to look at is CPC. So again, we have CPC all and CPC cost per link click. What CPC stands for is your cost per click. So how much it's costing you to get a click on your ad, all over your ad, the comment section, the like, all of that, and how much it's costing you to get a link click. So obviously over here, CPC all, you can aim for around $1 or less, and CPC cost per link click as well. Now, having $1 CPC, especially if you're targeting the top 5 countries, is a pretty healthy metric to aim for. But if you are targeting a more small country or a local country, then having it even lower than that would be healthier for you. So I would even aim for a 50-cent CPC on those smaller countries. The next metric to add is your CPM. That's your cost per 1,000 impressions. CPM, cost per 1,000 impressions. This is internally calculated by Facebook, and it's basically calculated around two things. Number one is how engaging is your ad. The higher engagement there is, the lower your CPM is, and the better that is, of course. And number two, how saturated is your market. If you have a saturated market, a lot of people are advertising the same kind of product, then you have higher CPMs. And also you have to take into account countries. If you're targeting a more competitive market such as the US, it's very normal that you have CPMs around $20. But if you're targeting smaller countries, then you're probably gonna have a way lower cost per 1,000 impression. I will leave you guys with a link below to see the average CPM for your target country. Now we've covered the front end metrics. That means everything that happens on Facebook with your ad, your CPC, CTR, CPM, that's all measured before someone clicks on your link. And now we will cover the back end metrics. That means when someone goes to your website, what happens in there. So over here, we have the cost per add to cart. So I like to put add to cart over here, and I like to go for cost and then total. So that means how much it's costing me to get an add to cart and the total add to cart I get. Now, a lot of students get confused over here. Cost per add to cart, am I paying directly for an add to cart? The answer is no, it's just a cost that's calculated. That means, for example, if you spend $10 and you get 2 add to carts, then technically your cost per add to cart is $5. You're not paying anything extra, it's just the cost that's calculated. So we're gonna do the same thing for checkouts initiated, and we're gonna go for cost and total. So for cost per add to cart and cost for initiate checkout, this all depends on the price of your product. Usually for an average of $30 to $60 product, I like to aim for a $6 to $10 cost per add to cart, and then checkout initiated would be around that $14 because there's always going to be a drop off. And then cost per purchase, which is obviously the most important one, how much it's costing us to get a conversion. We want that to be below our break even. Break even means you're not making any money and you're not losing any money. Now, how do you calculate your break even? Basically, you can take your product price minus your cost of goods sold, so how much you're sourcing this product for, and that would be your break even. Let's say you sell a product for $20 and you buy the product from the supplier for $5 with shipping and handling, all of that. Then your cost per purchase should be below $15. So over here, we'll go for cost, total, and also value. That means the average order value. Let's say someone, instead of buying your $20 product, they buy your $40 product. That changes everything, of course. So make sure to put in value over here. Now, the last step I want you guys to do is uncheck all of these. We don't want to be that specific with the metrics, and we don't need these boxes. And then the last step, make sure to save this column so you don't have to do it 1,000 times every time you enter your ads manager. So make sure you press on this over here, and you can call this Chloe, for example, or whatever you want to call it, and press on apply. Now that we have it, this is giving us a way better idea on how our ad is doing. Let me show you guys an example. So you can see over here as an example, you can see I got 4 purchases on this ad set. My cost per result is $27 or 28 euros, I would say. Reach 3,225, and then impressions, as we talked about, is going to be higher than reach, so 4,148. So you can see the reach is unique times it was seen by individuals, and then impressions is how many times it was seen in total. So you can see over here my CTR all is 4.32%, so that's a very good number to aim for, and my CTR link click-through rate is 3.21%. So definitely really good ad over here. It's attracting a lot of people properly. Then you can see over here my CPC is 0.84. This is a very good number because I am aiming for the top 5 countries, and so this is completely okay. I know it's a competitive market. You can see over here CPC all is going to be less than the CPC cost per link click because obviously they're clicking all over my ad and it's going to be cheaper. So 0.62, that is very good. Now what is crazy is you can see my cost per add to cart. I got 41 add to cart, and basically I'm paying 2.72 euros per add to cart. So that's almost like, let's say $3.5, which is fantastic. You can see that my cost per checkout initiated is double that, and that is completely fine because there's always a drop off between the add to cart and the initiated checkout. And you can see I got 15 checkouts initiated and I pay approximately 8 euros, which is like $9. You can see over here I got 4 purchases. I spent basically 111 euros and my cost per purchase was 27.92. You can see over here my purchase ROAS was 1.97 and the purchase conversion value is 219. So basically I spent 111 euros, or let's say $100, and I got $200 back. This is something healthy to aim for, and this is what you should be looking out for. And there you have it. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, and make sure to subscribe to this channel because there's more exciting content coming out very, very soon. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you all next week.